it's unfair of a keeper if the ball goes one way and another way. That's unfair. That ball didn't radically change direction from one place to another.
If Courtois, or it doesn't even matter, Courtois, any keeper gets off his line early and makes the save, what happens? It gets retaken.
Refs should be able to explain the ruling or decision to the people.
Is he harsh? Yes, it's very harsh for the guy.
Very harsh.
But like I said, the rules are the rules.
You're seriously telling me that a ball grazes his left foot, it does not change, it changes where it's going?
You got one thing to do, and that is a huge goal in front of you with one man standing.
Shouldn't you retake the penalty?
No, but those are the rules. If he says that,
no. See, I guess what basically it's like the whole offside thing where the rules are the rules. No, this way, let's actually now go into the rule book and change the rules. I think that the rule should be if you do that,
it should be determined on how does it change the trajectory of the ball. Like that does not change. He can,
and that is what I said. That's what I said on my. See, that's the key thing.
Foot, it goes in because Courtois dived the other way.
Exactly. I think it was going.
But
with rules like that, you can't like change like if it decides that if the rule is double kicking, that's what
Kenny,
it is.
my thing though is that you can tell when it's a bro. When they showed it on the replay and again, nothing from how that ball moved seemed as if it went one way and then another way, which is cheating.
Can I speak on this?
Okay. I'll come to Ricardo. But my thing though is, basically, I just feel that's super unlucky.
Yes.
I know the rules are super unlucky.
Yes.
But
it
basically,
should have been a retake.
I feel, yes, it's wrong. Retake it. When they were saying, thingy, I thought that, damn, Alvarez in the house will retake it. Then when I saw the other, I said, wait, hang on. Let him just retake it. So my thing is, go back to the rule book. If it's a double take on something, retake the penalty and take it properly. And if you mess up again, okay, you're screwed. The fact that he slipped on everything, you're not saying that he doesn't get a chance to retake the damn penalty. For me, that's just stupid.
This all just pins down to just unlucky. Like this is just like one in a billion type of situation. Yeah. Like this has never happened before. My thing is this: if this penalty, like you need to, like, the way I see it, right? If this is a situation where this is in the middle of the game, and you gain a penalty through an infraction, whether it be a handball or a foul, right? Then I can understand why this is ruled out. But this is no longer in an open game in regulation or extra time. This is quite literally a tiebreaker, a deadlock. Like you go to penalty shootouts to end the tie. So you can't, like, I just don't understand how Alvarez didn't get a chance to retake this. So my thing is that if Courtois, or it doesn't even matter, Courtois, any keeper gets off his line early and makes the save, what happens? It gets retaken. That makes sense.
That's it. That is a very, very good point.
Now, this is my.
That is a very good point.
It gets retaken. My thing with Alvarez, if Alvarez, because he slipped, which is probably the reason why the double touch happens, if there is one. If he misses the target, then you could say, okay, perhaps because of that slip is the reason why that shot was off target, right? Then I don't think there should be a replay, because then you're giving the attacker two chances to score one penalty chance. But the fact that he scores and you don't get to take the retake the penalty, because it's not like Alvarez did this on purpose. Like, let's be honest.
No. He slipped.
Not even that. I don't know how VAR can intervene when the point is clear and obvious. Every camera angle they showed, the evidence wasn't conclusive. So how could you overturn the call when the evidence is not conclusive?
I've been ever since that happened, I've been on the IFAB website trying to find a rule and everything of that nature. There's no retake rule for this situation. I think that there should be a retake rule for this.
Yes.
The slip was unintentional. It was unintentional. He didn't mean to slip. Okay. My thing is, as he is slipping, the ball does inadvertently hit the other foot. That is not his fault. I think the referee should have done a better job, in my opinion, and I've been saying this for a while with UEFA referees and just football referees in totality. Refs should be able to explain the ruling or decision to the people, like you see in the NFL, like you see it in rugby. People should be knowing what is going on, because when that moment specifically happened, the next penalty taker, which was a Madrid taker, came up and was getting ready to take it, and fans were confused.
Like I said, is he harsh? Yes, it's very harsh for the guy.
Very harsh.
But like I said, the rules are the rules. And then afterwards, like when people say he wasn't intentional, like most of them double taps on pens, they're not intentional. How can you know what's intentional or non-intentional? A double tap is a double tap. So at the end of the day, he was very unlucky and it was very harsh. And like most people said, I don't think that you saw it directly. But for me, once I saw it on replay, you can clearly see that he hits it onto his, obviously he slipped and he hits it onto the left foot. So the rules are the rules. I do think that the way they explain it, like that was true. That it was quite weird, like because basically in the middle of
if you were, let's say if you're writing the rules, should he be allowed to retake it or no? If you mess up, you mess up. It is what it is. We keep going. You lose that penalty.
No, I did. That's the thing with them. Rules like that is tough.
No, Kenny. So you're the rule maker. So we're now rewriting the rules. Do you keep it as is? You double kick. It is what it is. It's a miss, or you get a chance to retake it.
Honestly, I'd say probably you should have a chance to retake it. I think you should have a chance to retake it because that doesn't happen that often. Like it's quite rare that it happens, but
there are different rules for a goalkeeper and for the shooter. For the shooter, like in any penalty shootout, the advantage is for the shooter, not the goalkeeper. So they're trying to perhaps make it a bit fair. If the goalkeeper is coming up the line, they're trying to give him another shot at it. But if you got one thing to do, and that is a huge goal in front of you with one man standing, and you have to put it in the back of the net. And if you can't even do that properly and take a double touch, I'm sorry, you get penalized.
But in the video, you don't actually see the ball move. So you see, the whole point of VAR is it a clear and obvious error? It's not clear and obvious to overturn it.
But J2S, if what Elijah is saying is true, that there's actual technology in the ball,
the whole point,
and
they
sensors.
should do it, if they're going to do that, they should do what they do in cricket, which they have ultra edge, and they actually show if it does hit if the ball does hit the bat or if it doesn't.
True,
because we don't know if it did. They don't show us that. If they told us, the sensors in the ball have told us, he did take a double touch, then we could be like, okay, there's a double touch.
They showed it in the World Cup too. Like they have that technology, and they just
exactly. But they didn't but they don't use it now. Like it doesn't make any sense. It's
necessary that they inconsistent there.
And even if it isn't, like, this is where it comes to the rules. Like, how do you not have rules for these kind of scenarios? Like, they have to happen. Then you have to think about it. Like, it's brick.
The question for me though is like, it's not that. If there's sensors on the ball, and based on those sensors, they're saying that there was a double touch, I can't contest that at that moment. But the question is for me is like, bro, come on, bro. If the ball grazes his left foot, that does not change where it's going. If the ball, bro, you're seriously telling me that a ball grazes his left foot, it does not change. It changes where it's going.
All he did is make the shot go higher. It was actually going to go lower down in the net.
No, and I think I think that's the key thing, because again, it's like common sense. How did the double tap affect the movement and trajectory of the ball? This is where it's almost like we now bring in where we are almost so anal in the terms of how we're following the rule. Because the whole point of a double tap is it is unfair of a keeper if the ball goes one way and another way. That's unfair. That ball didn't radically change direction from one place to another. It didn't.
No, it's like offside, like Kvara's
It's like-
offside. Like if we know he was belly, but he's offside. That's the rule.
But that's why with offside, they use common sense and the spirit of the law. I think that's offside. See, that's a whole different conversation of like, I think we've actually got away from like the actual spirit on the idea of offside because we're trying to be so detailed. Same thing here. The whole point is it is unfair for a keeper for a ball to radically change direction. It didn't radically change direction. But sorry,
And
continue.
he died
AK,
the wrong
continue.
way initially.
Wait, and the whole point was Courtois ever going to save it?
Yeah,
He was never
that's
going to save it because it went to the side.
that's my overall thing, Albu. I think for me it's like if he scores that penalty, does the graze off his left boot change the trajectory or change anything about that penalty? And that's where like that again though. I say that, but then where are you gonna? You could Kotal can easily argue, and this is a shameless argument. You can easily argue that it's a penalty is like thin margins, and you only have like I think it's like 0.6 seconds of reaction time. So any
no, because
really change anything.
It's heavily against the keeper. So you don't want the attacker to get even an attacker getting even an inch or an iota more of an advantage is way too much unfair. Because it's already so much of an advantage for the attacker already as well. So that is a fair argument.